U.S. troops sent to the Gulf War experienced a wide variety of serious ailments, from memory loss to terminal cancers, in a phenomenon coined Gulf War syndrome. The number of U.S. service members that are potential victims of Gulf War syndrome is around 250,000. But the U.S. government denies 80% of claims from veterans who seek health benefits for it. One major contribution to this army of sick soldiers is the exposure of an estimated 200,000 U.S. troops to sarin gas. No, not because the Iraqi army used them, but because the U.S. military blew up the stockpile and let their soldiers breathe the smoke. Through both the Reagan and Bush senior administrations, the government helped U.S. corporations Cardinal Stabilizer, United Steel and Strip Corporation, and Alcalac International sell material for chemical weapons to Iraq. But then the possession of these weapons was used to justify the U.S. war in Iraq in 1991, and again in 2003. U.S. commanders ordered the obliteration of Iraq's chemical weapons stockpile in the Gulf War. But in their excited use of firepower, they disregarded the obvious factor of their troops being inside clouds of sarin gas. Hundreds of thousands of service members paid a major price for the decision. Those exposed to the sarin gas suffer high rates of cancer, as well as an increased risk of Alzheimer's and other degenerative diseases. Those closer to where the chemical weapons were destroyed suffer brain cancer rates 2 to 3 times higher than their counterparts. When sarin gas set off detector sirens for U.S. troops, officers told their soldiers that the alarms were faulty. One combat engineer interviewed for the Washington Spectator stated, "Alarms went off all the time. Our officers told us they were false and to disconnect them." The DoD, CIA, and VA all secretly confirmed they had exposed hundreds of thousands of their soldiers to sarin gas. One classified document from 1991 shows U.S. Army Command stating they had positive confirmation of chemical agent casualties. But, they said, if press asks, we have had no chemical casualties. And like any professional criminal, they made sure to destroy the evidence, ordering units to shred reports that documented troops' exposure to sarin gas. Claims for exposed veterans are rigorously denied.
We have heard, Chris and I have heard people come forward here with terrible, terrible illnesses. That's one reality that Chris Shays and I and other members of this committee have heard for years. And then there's another reality that seems to come from the officials. We have 241 federally funded projects spending $247 million. Dr. Heinrich, is there a Gulf War illness?
The experts that we spoke with, sir, have said that there is unusual symptoms and that they still cannot identify the cause. But it's also clear to us that they are doing studies to try to further identify what that might be.
Thank you. That's it. And that's the insanity that we're dealing with.